We have all been watching the unrest in Minneapolis following the death of George Floyd, with protests spreading across the country. Adding to the complex conflict for law enforcement, the challenge of social distancing while policing. Our next guest is pushing a new kind of policing weapon for these tense times. Tom Smith is president of BolaWrap Technologies. He joins us over Skype from Arizona this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sally. Thank you for having me on.
So you have a product called a BolaWrap. You say it's a kind of a remote handcuffs. How does this work? What is it?
Yes, so it's a handheld device that fires out an 8-foot tether from a distance of 10 to 25 feet. So it's the only tool of its kind that allows remote restraint. So think of throwing handcuffs on someone from a distance, and the cord wraps around the arms or legs, and it keeps somebody from struggling and allows police to deal with them and, again, not have to get close to them. And it doesn't hurt them. No pain in the body, no electricity, no chemicals. So it allows them to stop and restrain someone, and it doesn't hurt them.
And you say this could have made a difference and been used in Minneapolis when we all saw what happened to George Floyd.
Well, that's certainly a tragic incident, and who knows, there was a lot of things there, and our hearts go out to that family. But this allows the police to stop someone, restrain them, not to have to hurt them, not have to do it close up to them, and keep that distance. Especially now with this pandemic and the social distancing, they want to be able to stop someone and not have to approach them and get the appropriate PPE on and get people help. So it is a tool, that we're working on to allow them to deal with difficult situations before it escalates, requiring higher levels of force.
And I understand you're working with several police departments with this new technology, and Minneapolis is one of those, right? What's the police response you've heard so far?
So far, it's been really, really good. Our largest agency to date has been the Los Angeles Police Department. We're being used in Sacramento, Texas, actually in Chicago. We've had some conversations as they're evaluating it right now. So it's a tool that I think police have been looking for, because there's a gap between police presence and then having to use those higher level pain compliance tools. And the BolaWrap fits perfectly into there, and again, gives them that standoff distance, and it doesn't hurt them and allows somebody to get restrained so the police can get them help.
I understand you are the co-founder of Taser, which of course most police have these days. Why hasn't something like that technology lessened how many instances we have like this where someone is dying in police custody?
Yeah, and certainly it's a tragic incident, and that's exactly why we're trying to make a tool like this, because the Taser is up higher level on the use of force. There has to be a much greater risk to both the officers and the people around them, where our tool now can come down to a lower level of force because we're not hurting those individuals, and be deployed and stop them before it escalates and the fight continues. So it's supposed to be used early and prevent that. So I think it's just because those tools, Taser, pepper spray, baton, are much higher levels and they inflict pain, where our device doesn't inflict pain and it's a lower level of force. And that's why I think you're going to see it have an impact. And that's why law enforcement, not just domestically, but around the world, are looking for it. We've already shipped to over 19 countries because there's a demand for this tool in less than a year.
Let's talk more broadly about the changes in police because of this pandemic and our need to social distancing. Policing is usually a pretty hands-on, up-close kind of profession. What changes do you see sticking with us because of COVID-19?
Well, I think that's changed the world, really, and policing included. Law enforcement, there's 1 million officers, and the incident in Minneapolis is certainly tragic, but the vast majority of police, they want to do the right thing. They want to get people help. They want to be there. And I think this now with the COVID situation, they're going to be having to stand off more, which is where our tool fits perfectly into that situation, because they don't have to necessarily approach. They can deploy this. It doesn't hurt them. The individual actually can then get help and give the officers that time, that window of opportunity to figure out what's really going on and, again, prevent that escalation. But obviously, the world has changed for everyone. There's a lot of pent-up frustration for everyone involved in this situation that have been locked up at home, unemployment and everything. So I think this is a great tool to help police.
All right, more information at wraptechnologies.com. Tom Smith from BolaWrap Technologies, thanks for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Good morning.